Hi, this is Scott Mason. I'll be your virtual trainer for Encounter Fitness's Exercise of the Week series. And today we're going to do a stretch. Basically, we're going to touch our toes and stretch out our hamstrings. A lot of us have issues with our hamstrings because of our job. We sit a lot at work behind the computer. We sit a lot at home watching the TV. So our hamstrings are used to actually help bend our legs. So while we're in a seated position, our hamstrings are in a contracted position for a long time, which actually makes them shorter. So when you're trying to touch your toes, that's why you can't for the most part, because your hamstrings are too short. So the stretch we're going to do today is going to help to bring your hamstrings back into a normal length to help you touch toes better. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to demonstrate two different ways to touch your toes. One is just the traditional way, and this could possibly actually dishearten some people because they can't touch their toes this way yet. The second way I'm going to use is with a 2x4 that's actually going to help put your hips in the proper alignment to actually get down even closer to your toes. So let's get ready. I will get set up and we'll show you how to do both these stretches. Alright, so touching your toes without the 2x4, without any help. So posture's going to be straight, feet are shoulder width apart, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to shift your hips back out of the way, you're going to exhale on your way down, and you're going to touch your toes. So it looks pretty much like this. And you want to try to hold that stretch for about 15 seconds at least. 30 seconds is better. I don't think you want to sit here and watch me touch my toes for 30 seconds. Also, one of the things you want to try to keep in mind is to actually keep your neck neutral. So while you're going down and while you're actually holding a stretch, you actually want to be looking back behind you, not trying to look at your toes. Looking behind you will help you keep you a neutral neck position, which is obviously good for your neck. Alright, so I'll show it one more time and then we'll get on to use with the 2x4. Alright, that's toe touching by itself as simple as it can get. Alright, so now we've got our 2x4 in place, and basically all we're going to do, still going to maintain the same posture. Feet are still going to be shoulder width apart, and what we're going to do is we're going to put our toes up on the 2x4, and if you can feel it through your shoes, you basically want your big toe, the first joint, to be resting on the corner of the 2x4. What you might notice is that this is already putting your hips kind of out of line so that it can actually help with touching your toes. So like I said before, one of the things to help touch your toes is to actually get your hips back and out of the way, which is proper function when you're actually trying to touch your toes anyway. So same deal, just basically got your toes lifted up a little bit. So you're going to exhale on the way down, and you're going to move your hips out of the way, and you're going to go touch your toes. So here we go. And again, you want to keep your head neutral, so you're still looking behind you and holding that stretch for a good 15 to 30 seconds. And that's it. Okay, so that was two different ways to touch your toes. While you're stretching, one thing to keep in mind is that you don't want to stretch into pain. If you feel pain, back off the stretch a little bit until you're actually comfortable. Working through pain isn't how exercising should be. You should enjoy yourself, have fun, and you'll stick with it a lot longer if you look at it that way. Hope you enjoyed the two different variations of a toe touch, and we'll see you next week.